Hey everybody, today we're looking at something different. This one is higher end. It is the iDSD Diablo. And this one, it comes in as their newest flagship. Taking a look at the controls here, we have this nice knob here, which is a powder coated metal knob. Some might feel and think it's plastic, but it is not. It is metal. There's some decent attenuation here. It's got enough resistance where I don't think, unless you really bumped it with your hand or something, it would turn. There's enough resistance there. I don't know how that would be over time, but most of i5's products at least every product that I've tested is extremely well made. You got your little green light there. Changes to like a yellow-green, but of course on the camera it looks white. Here we have a full-size jack, and they also give you an adapter right here for the jack, if your headphones don't already have one. It's a nice adapter. Then you have a balanced right here, and that's what you have for the outputs. Then you have gain. It's a 3-stage gain. It starts out with echo. Then we move up to normal, and then we move up to turbo mode, which is high gain, and for the more really dependent, heavy, and high ohm headphones. Some of the rarer headphones out there. Usually, the normal mode is going to be decent. As a matter of fact, the echo mode is going to be decent for basically everything you own. Even the Fostex T50RPs seem to work good on echo mode. Not that they can't take the turbo, but you got to protect your hearing. So. Looking on the back here, if it would focus on this and not whatever's in the background, that would be good. There we go. We have a optical and SPDIF input. We have a balanced output, and we also have USB power, which is USB-C for charging. And then we have the typical i5 kind of a reversed USB. OTG cables fit in there perfectly, so if you're going to be pairing this with your phone, you're all set. Just buy the cable and you're good to go. This does come with a USB cable, and we'll go over the stuff that it comes with in shortly. Right now I just wanted to show you the unit, take a little tour of the unit. It is a bigger size compared to some of the other things that we've had here. Let me grab a phone. Which is charging. Always make sure you don't have it charging, because then you'll drop it on the floor. Alright, here is my phone, 100% battery, which means it was done anyway. Don't leave your phones on the charger, it destroys the battery life, and wastes electricity. Now you know. So here it is, up against my Motorola, which is a decent sized phone, but it is exactly the same length. Obviously it's not as thin as a phone. Put that off to the side. It's got a decent thickness, but there's some good news, because we'll put that off to the side right here, leaving that just off camera. Comes with this beautiful travel case. Here you have the little opening to run your cord out. Inside you place your Diablo. By the way, it comes with this nice balanced to XLR, you could plug into another amp or something. Really nice, decent cable. It does also come with this guy right here, which is already hooked up to my USB. The iPurifier 3. I think it's only limited to the first 1,000 ones, gold plated. This thing makes a difference, believe it or not, on my laptop. There was some ground noise. It took care of that. As you see inside the case, you have the openings front and back where you can run the wires out. This is adjustable, and also you have the strap right there for the case. Plenty of secure parts to it. Velcro can be removed. You get a pouch on this side to carry some accessories. It is a very nice case. There's also this part on the back here, which could secure your mobile device. To put it in here to pair with it as well. So it is a very decent case. I haven't had too much experience with cases. I actually have a camera bag and a sling pack, the military grade sling pack that I use for most of my travels. Something like this would be nice. I saw one from DD Hi-Fi I actually like too. I don't know if Hi-Fi sells this separately, but it is a really nice case. I would recommend that case definitely. Also in the box is the USB cable and the power pack. You also get a power pack so you can run this through there, and we'll get those accessories out right now so you can see what they look like. Okay, now that that's done, we got the accessories out. So the accessories you're going to get with it are this USB cable, similar to the one on our Zen stack that we have. Came with a Zen DAC, very similar cable, nice quality cable. Then you have this USB-C right here. And you also have the power pack, but it is proprietary. It is a similar pack that came with the Zen Can. And it's a very good low noise power pack, but of course this unit doesn't have that. This unit has USB-C. So how did they recommend you do that? Well, they gave you an adapter, which is good. So here it is right here. It turns into USB-C. You just plug this in here. And now that power pack is also a USB-C power pack. Voila, that was very good of them. Looking at the overall stuff, you get this really nice balance to XLR cable. You get the nice case in the background here. If we can lift that up, you see the case right there. You get this cable, you get that cable. Comes with a lot of good stuff, and I'm going to put this back in the case because that's where it was, so I don't forget which goes to which. Okay, we'll get that out of the way, and here's your power pack if you want to run it off for a power source, which is also very good too, especially if you're using this as a desktop unit. Typical, for those in other countries, it will come with the head of the, the plug type of the country that you have. So this one is obviously from the US, so we have the US standard plug, and you got the USB-C adapter. So you get all that stuff. You get the purifier if you're getting the first 1,000, which I'm sure they've sold the first 1,000 already, but maybe you get lucky and find it on eBay. So you get this guy here, and in my opinion, for certain things like certain PCs and stuff, it makes a really big difference in the noise. Because some computers are not created equal, so some of them are going to give off noise, especially laptops. I've noticed. So you got this thing here, and you plug it in. Once it's plugged into there, you'll get the other light that'll go on to let you know it's fully working. And it just does what it's supposed to do. It clears up the sound. So getting into that, now that we have all the stuff right here, let's get into the sound. How does this thing sound? As you would expect, this is a reference class DAC amplifier. Similar DAC, from what I've been told, to like the very expensive and very worth it Neo. It's just reference class. It's different. If you're a fan of iFi products, you've noticed that they have the X-Bass, even the Zen Can had the 3D effect, the X-Bass, the Zen DAC had the True Bass, and they had a very good bass boost. You don't get that on this. You do get gain, 3-level gain, but there's no bass boost on this. And it's not to say that it's not going to give you a decent amount of bass. My goodness, it has some really good bass on this, as is, depending on, of course, your source. If you're listening to classical music, you're not going to say, wow, that bass on that Chopin was just really good. No, but if your music has the bass, it's going to come across bass. This doesn't subtract, and this doesn't add too much. Just a little bit of a lift in the bass. Nothing major. Most of the sound is very uncolored. The mids particularly are very neutral, very clear and precise. There's some good details coming in from the bottom all the way to the top. The top has a nice sparkle to it, without being overly so. There's also the soundstage, which isn't the don't expect THX like soundstage or 7.1 surround or something. The soundstage on this is natural, as it should be, to be quite honest. It is, it has a decent height, width, and depth, but it is not to the point where it sounds like holographic or, just overly done and unnatural. It just really is just a natural, in the zone of your head area, not quite 360, but very natural sounding, very much like you're with the music, but not overly so. There isn't like an echo like a club or anything else like that. It's just a decent soundstage. I would say above average soundstage, but don't expect anything, particularly super wide or anything like that for gaming or something like that. It's just right, to be honest. Getting into the other sounds, like I said, this is reference class. And for the most part, besides like a hint of warmth in the bass and mids, everything is precise and accurate with this. It really just sounds fantastic. It makes cans like the T50RPs, which I just put away, otherwise I would have had them out. I did this video before, and I don't know, I'm having such problems with these cheap microphones. I did the whole video, and then I went to go edit it and check everything. No sound whatsoever. And I don't like adding the sound afterwards. I like to do it while I'm doing the video. So I don't like to have very much editing in the video other than maybe pausing and switching things around or cutting the end off if it's too long. Overall, I found the performance of this stellar. I played it for just today alone. It's actually kind of warm in here, and I played it in here for, I'm going on about maybe 3 hours of using with planar magnetics and a few of my other headphones that I have. And it was just warm to the touch. So it passes that test as well. It doesn't give off a lot of heat. It definitely has some good battery life. I think I've only had to charge this once since I got it. So that's pretty good for something that's blowing out this much power. It probably does have a big battery. I mean, it is a decent size here. This is not overly big where it's not going to hinder your travel, but it is far from the smallest one. Obviously, with the smallest one would be the the smallest one that I've used would be the Q3 that I tried before. That has to be the tiniest, and that's a perfect travel companion. But if you have headphones, and I mean like headphones, I'm not talking like Audio Technicas or something like that. I'm talking like AKGs or going into Fostex or ZMFs or Maze Empyreans or anything else like that. The DT 1990s or the 990s or the 770s. You're going to need some power behind those. Even IAMs like the Tin Audio P1 and the P2, you're going to need power to push them, and this definitely does that. Overall, it does a decent job with IEMs in echo mode. I wouldn't suggest going past echo mode unless, actually, I didn't need to go past echo mode for anything. The P1s worked perfectly on echo mode. Just, you don't want to push them too much. It really is, if I was going to sum this down into just a few seconds, the review. Let me think about that, and we'll get right back to you in just 1 second. Okay, if I'm going to sum this up in a nutshell, this will be the part where we do the quick thing. Beautiful style, obviously. This is beautiful. I don't know if it's going to be for everybody. Maybe it'll be too flashy. Very simple functionality. You have 3 switches and the power button, and that is it. Great sound. Like I said, reference quality sound. That means this is superbly low background noise. It's got plenty of power, the power, all of those things that you need to be powered, your exotic headphones, your high ohm headphones, and ultimately it sounds fantastic. You get clarity, you get power, there's cleanliness, and there's just a really nice solid design. This is built so well. Taking a look at the box here, you see USB DAC, headphone amp, Octaspeed, DSD. This thing supports everything out there all the way up. It's got the MQA. I know some people don't like that, but it's good that it's there. Looking at the back, which is upside down for some reason, we see some of the specifications here. Some really good specs here. Plenty of power. Here you just see the different wattage that it can go up to depending on the gain. Features right here, as we can see. And of course, this does have a Burr Brown chipset in it as well. It's a multi-bit chipset, but it isn't going to give you that. The other products from iFi give off like a really nice, like analogish sound, and there's some warmth to the quality of the sound, and it sounds really good because I like that sound. But then you get something like this, and it just gives you pow, some really good sound to it. I can't stress that. I've used a bunch of DACs. We've used the hip DAC. I've used the Zens. I've used all the ones that I have over in the corner there. This thing just gives you just this nice, pleasant, so good sound. It reflects so well. I mean, honestly, it makes the headphones sound bigger than they are. I mean, the Fostex are usually a V shape. There's some decent planar mid there, and obviously bass. Putting it on this, it just sounds so fantastic. I could literally listen to those forever on this. I can't say enough good things about it. Obviously, this is a flagship, and it really is what it says. I mean, it really does a superb job at representing the sound. It has no problems driving anything. There is almost a black background with this when it comes to the background noise. You add that purifier on the back of this thing, and it's pitch black. It was very good. At least in my opinion, I found it to be exceptionally good with background noise. And I tried throwing crap tracks at it, like MP3 tracks and everything. It just sounds good. It isn't the reference point where it's going to make things that sound horrible magically better, but it sounds good overall, right across the board. Even listening to YouTube with this thing was perfect. Obviously, YouTube's a little bass boosted, and this reflected the bass perfectly. It sounded great overall. If you're in the market for something that's high end, and this is high end, this is almost $1,000. It's roughly about anywhere from $799 to $899, depending on where you look for it. But you get all these accessories. It really would be somebody's end game, especially portable wise. You're getting all this stuff with it and everything. I was amazed by the accessories, but I'm more so amazed by the quality of tuning with this. It is exceptional, and even though I probably would have liked to see a bass boost on it, it honestly doesn't need it. It is perfect the way it is. It was designed the way it is, and it does a good job. I'll let you know my opinion on this. I'm going to try the Signature eventually, and we'll see, how that compares. I also have the X2 XD05 coming in, which is a powerhouse in its own right, but I don't think it actually is up to this level. And of course, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than this. This really is endgame equipment. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that. I know I got some quick videos out on TikTok. If you found me on TikTok, I'm out there too. It's just little quick videos, little like spurts of like hints of what I think about different products and everything. Nothing major. Most of the videos will be handled written and on here, but I wanted to add TikTok so you people could get like a quick review or my at least my initial impressions. I'll do on TikTok because you have to do a quick video there. You only get like 15 seconds or to like 60 seconds, something like that on there. So obviously I can't do a full review there. It's going past 20 minutes. Of course, this deserves the amount of time. We'll cut right here at the end. Uh, Obviously, if you cut right here to the end, you'll get my quick impressions of this. Wow. That is my review for this. Wow. It's good. I mean, what else can I say? It has excellent clarity, excellent performance across the board. It is very good in reference class, and there is power to spare for everything with this unit. So that said, is it worth the money? I think so. Honestly, I think so. If you want something that's going to last you and that definitely has the power and performance that you're looking for, uh, the Diablo is definitely that DAC amp that you want. Think about it. You don't need to buy the expensive desktop unit because this can handle that as well. Then you get a portable unit. You get all the accessories, including the bag, which is usually sold for a lot of money as well. You get your cables, your adapters, everything. Perfect. But really, it just sounds really, really good. Uh, it was definitely a surprise to me to hear it, even though I know how expensive it is and that it's the flagship. I just wasn't expecting this much from it. Really, I wasn't. Honestly, well done, iFi. This has been the iFi iDSD Diablo flagship DAC amp that is portable. Thank you so much. Please be safe.